The opinions shared by our guests today are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of their respective companies. They are here to share with us their experiences, expertise, and opinions acquired during the course of their careers from the companies and industries they have chosen to be part of over the years. I would like to, a Gartner CFO survey showed that finance leaders will focus on improving the flexibility of budgeting and forecasting in 2022. 70% said that. Uh, 60% said they want to reallocate capital based on changing demands, and 58% said they need to redefine the employee value proposition in this current hybrid work model that we are in. In today's fireside chat, I am very honored to be joined by two esteemed finance leaders, and please allow me to introduce them while you are answering that poll. Okay, first off is Mr. Dennis Ip. He is the CFO for IMPRO Precision Industries. IMPRO is a global manufacturer of precision complex castings and machine components for diverse end markets. The easiest way to describe it to you is that if you wanted to make Batman's car, the Batmobile, IMPRO will manufacture some of the components or parts for it. At IMPRO, Dennis oversees the finance, compliance, investor relations, and company secretarial matters. He will be joined by Mr. Cyrus Wong. Cyrus is currently the International Finance Director of PIZZAEXPRESS with full responsibility in all aspects of finance and accounting management, including financial reporting, budgeting, financial modeling, and analysis, business planning, and process improvement for PIZZAEXPRESS Hong Kong, United Arab Emirates, and the international franchisees. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me this morning. You there, both of you? Can I do a sound check?
Hello, can you hear me? Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, I can see everybody already with us. Okay, first off, we're running on a clock here. The most recent trend, Dennis, I want to ask you this: what would you say is name one trend that is driving corporate finance? Okay, one trend driving now, and what's next after that, Dennis?
Thank you, Allan. I guess many of the audience will share the same opinion that the market dynamic is changing very fast over the last couple of the years. So as a finance person, we also need to adapt this change. You all can recognize that we have the mega event COVID 2020, and we have significant huge demand pick up at the inflation in 2021. And also, we can always see that we have a lot of geopolitical unrest in many countries starting from 2022. And we are now maybe looking into a global recession in next year. So, so corporations have to adapt to this new normal. And talking about my company, we are a global top 10 investment casting and precision machining component manufacturer. And we also need to respond to this market change. One of the change that my company is that we are constantly updating forecasts like no other period. On top of our company standard quarterly forecast, we also do a monthly rolling forecast, and we have to do it at a very fast pace. I think this is very critical for corporations to adapt to the market dynamics so that we can keep our spending in check, both in terms of the CapEx and also other discretionary spending. The other thing that I'm thinking that there's a recent trend is that we like IMPRO, we know other MNC company, we do the zero-based budgeting. That means that we don't have any kind of budget that spending that we have to spend. Every spending we have to go through a very rigorous approval process before anything could be spent. I think these are the trends that I can see over the last few years.
Okay, thank you for that one, Dennis. Cyrus, if I could ask you, financial planning, FP&A people were complaining last couple of years that they had to do these forecasting very quickly, very efficient, very more frequently than normal, put it that way. Now, budgeting is a different issue. Can you name one big challenge that you have experienced in 2022 and expect this to continue as it relates to budgeting, okay?
Yep. Okay. So I think the first thing I hear a lot today about uncertainty, because the business is very uncertain, especially for Hong Kong in this year. right? Because we are working on a restaurant business. So the government restrictions restrict us from dinner dine-in and shorten our business hours. So that would create very difficult situations to us for budgeting perspective, because it's just reset the business, reset the market. So in this year, we have to do a reforecast, just mentioned, like every month or every time when the government having some new restrictions to the business. So in next year, indeed, for a budgeting process, from my experience, actually everyone will base on the historical data, right? Yeah. But indeed, right now, the historical data are not that relevant anymore. The customer behavior change, the demographic change, and the business, the market is still unstable. So the challenge in next year is that we need to rebuild our data warehouse and our business knowledge. And we need to do a reforecast very frequently. The budget, I think that might be relevant for next 3 months, but we need to keep reforecast and updates. That is a very important thing we need to keep doing, I think, at least in next year, until things are like back to more normal. But I think when we talk about when we can go back to the pre-pandemic situations, that is not never happen. That is not happen anymore because everything is reset already. So we need to learn all this new knowledge from the business.
Very true for that. If I could bring in the poll results, gentlemen, I wanted to get your perspective on this. The poll results actually was quite surprised. On the screen, if you should be seeing the poll results, there you go. Dennis, let me ask you this. Looking at this poll results, which area of F&B urgently needs improvement the most? Now, majority of our group here said making changes quickly to business model. Your views, and I guess, Cyrus, the same question for you. Do you think this is, this is the current situation really? Dennis, let's start off with you. Is this, it's not surprise, right?
Yeah, I think it's not a surprise for many organizations. I think the business model has been constantly changing because of the demographic change and also human habit change. But for my organization, I think the business model, since we are in the old economy, so that is not very much relevant to us because we are a B2B business. So in my organization, I would say that the speed and the reliability of the forecast will be the outstanding issue that we have to tackle.
Okay, Cyrus, what about your perspective?
I think making change very quickly is very important, especially for my business.
Yes.
Right?
B2C, right? Consumer.
Yeah, like if the government announced that there are some new restrictions, like 7 days later, we need to do a very quick update and also to reallocate our resource. So that is very important to help our business under this pandemic. Okay,
fair enough. Okay, anyway, let's go on to the next question. Now, to what extent, okay, we talk about advanced technology, okay, and I'm not sure whether I should include Excel, using Excel spreadsheets into the advanced technology, but we talk a lot about using newer technology, more advanced technology. Now, what I wanted to ask you is, should we be more dependent on these technologies? Cyrus, what do you think? Do we really need to be depending on these advanced tech?
Yes, indeed, yes. First thing I think is BI. BI is a very important tool for us right now because we need to build our data warehouse or to rebuild the data warehouse because we need more data to support our forecast. So we need to do more integrations from different systems like the customer loyalty programs and our sales data, then to help us to build a more reliable forecast. I would want to mention AI, but AI right now for the business it still needs time to learn. That is a machine learning, right? It takes time. And for us, we're still not uncertain what is the impact of each changes in the market right now. We need to learn, then tell the AI or let the AI to learn together. So, but right now, BI is a very important thing for us to keep learning or keep tracking our business.
Okay. Thank you for that one, Cyrus. Dennis, I wanted to ask you this. I'm not really sure whether this is something that you could answer. I mean, this is something I always get asked. Can you turn FP&A from a cost center to a profit center? Trick. You don't tell me it's a trick question.
Yeah, I don't think we necessarily turn those back office into a profit center. Imagine a football team. Nobody will question the goalkeeper or defender is a call center.
That's true.
Without them, the company will not succeed. I think we have a lot of examples that even a top salesperson who can get the sales order, but if the sales contract is a shit, every content, every cost is not protecting the company. We didn't get in the cash. The accounting profit is not real. So I think all the P&A, including other finance team, HR, or other back office guys, I think they are very important to the success of the whole organization. So I don't think that we need to consider that it is the FP&A is a cost center or profit or center or not. In fact, I would suggest that we should look for the FP&A to improve the efficiency and also do more with less. I think this is nowadays everybody is trying to streamline the company, reduce the cost. I think this is the things as a finance leader we need to consider.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you for that one. Now, given the increased demand in planning and forecasting, okay, if you could, and I want to ask both of you this, if you could think of one skill that you think finance professionals need to either acquire or improve in order to be good at planning and forecasting. Dennis, let's start with you. What's that one skill that you think your team needs to get, or not just your team, but everybody within the finance team needs to get?
I think like every other finance team members, what I value most is their ability to understand the business, to know our business. Because without knowing the business, all the numbers are very cold numbers. Yeah, and we have to step up and to have a constant dialogue with other department staff like the sales, the HR, whatever, so that we learn about the business dynamic, what are the business needs, instead of just sitting in the back office and then do the number crunching. I think we really have to understand our product, understand our service, what are the business direction, business strategy. I think this is the way that FP&A can add value to the business.
Thank you for that. Cyrus, anything can you add?
Yeah. I think my point is very similar with Dennis, but I would explain it in a different way. I think it's communication skills, because if you want to understand the business, you need to have a very good communications with other departments. So like in old days, maybe someone sitting back in the office that would do their job, but right now they can't. We need to go very deep dive into different business process. I even asked my team to go stock take for FP&A. You need to understand the process, because when we talk about the wastage, we need to understand the process of the stock take, how they account for the value of the stock. Then they will be able to have other different opinion on how to devise some KPIs or improvement suggestions for the business process. So, but to have to do this, they need to be very good at communications, because in different departments, people are under different language. I can say not Chinese or English, but they talk different language. So you need to be very able to communicate with different levels and different people.
Thank you for that. Yes, that's true. And you mentioned the word stock take. I remember the days as an auditor, I used to do stock take every month. Okay, that was very painful. Anyway, we're down to the last 5 minutes or so of our group here. If I could ask both of you, and I hope my audio is coming clean, if you could think of one advice that you could offer to to our audience here looking for a more rewarding career. So we're looking about, hey, I'm thinking about joining the finance and accounting department. So if I want to develop a rewarding career in financial planning, forecasting, and budgeting, what would be that one advice that you could offer? Dennis, let's start off with you.
Okay, I think that for a young professional who would like to have a successful career in finance planning or in a finance career, I think the dedication and enthusiasm is something that he should possess. Yeah, I think I can see a lot of youngsters always talk about work-life balance, but if you want to really excel yourself, really achieve the top, you have to sometimes sacrifice for other things in order to learn more and learn faster. I think this is the advice I would like to give to the youngsters.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I know what you mean. The youngsters are in the age of the instant thing. I want everything instant, including I want to be. I want to take over Dennis's position, and I'm just starting a career now. Anyway, Cyrus, what about in your case? What's your one advice to our audience here?
I think for young professionals or who want to join the business for FP&A, they do keep asking themselves what value they are bringing to the business. They always need to know how they're helping the business to prove their value. Because just now we mentioned, FP&A, can it be a profit center? It's not. So, but there's some value they are bringing to the business.
Yeah.
They can help to improve the process, even though somehow they cannot be quantified, the value. But they need to always keep step back to be a very independent person to look into the business so that they can give some advice that is think out of the box. So that's why I think they need to keep asking themselves what I'm doing and what value I'm bringing to the business.
Okay, very well said. That concludes our fireside chat this morning. Dennis, Cyrus, as always, it was an honor and a pleasure to have you both on our session this morning. Cyrus, I will be I will let you know if I am getting my pizza for lunch today. Just kidding. Okay. Anyway, thank you very much, gentlemen. I'll see you hopefully on the next Future CFO event, and we'll be face to face next year. Okay.
Thank you very much, Allan.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. Now, our second